Town Hall a couple weeks ago, as we had delays in getting our January Town Hall out. So there's not a lot new to talk about, but we're gonna zip through it. So our agenda today is we're gonna go through announcements, go through some kudos, cover some updates from development and from community. We'll talk a bit about our plans, and then we'll talk about what you can do to help us and what we can do to help you. Same as every month. So we want to welcome Blaine, Kevin, Jay, and Drew to the Mythic Table Team. So they've joined us in January, and we're really excited to have them here. Drew is one of the first people that we started modifying or onboarding with a little bit with some pair programming, and that went really well. I hope to do a little bit more of that, but time is pretty difficult to come by. So we'll see what we can do. And we also have an old member of Mythic Table, someone who's been helping with our copy, helped with the Kickstarter, and has been with us for a long time. And she's got some news to announce, and she's here. So, E, I will let you take this away.
All right. Well, while this is not directly related to Mythic Table, I released a book in January. It is an urban fantasy novel that is mostly about murder, if we're honest with ourselves. I can share some links about that for folks who are interested. I'm really excited about this. I've been an editor for over 10 years, so it's excited to have my own book out. Basically, a fallen angel needs to figure out how to live on Earth and solve a murder all at once. No pressure.
Fantastic. You can absolutely throw your links in the Mythic Table channels, and I'm definitely going to pick it up myself. Excited.
Yeah, we'll get them pinned too.
Totally. Okay, so our kudos, we actually have a lot of kudos to give out for this month. Blaine for getting started and self-starting. So Blaine's been working with Kevin, right?
Yeah.
Kevin, you've been,
Yeah,
so
we've been working together.
why don't you go ahead and talk about Blaine's contribution?
Yeah, Blaine and I have been working pretty closely together to sort of finalize our current iteration of the sort of public-facing website, the not first playable version. And we've been getting that in order to sort of start thinking about the future and what the next iteration of that website's going to be. So Blaine's been really helpful there.
Great. And I understand Kevin J has also been a pretty big help as well.
Yeah, he's been extremely helpful. He's actually here right now, Flawless Energy, in the Discord chat.
Awesome.
He's been helping out with the Reddit, and he's sort of taking the lead on that and getting it on board with the brand and what we're trying to accomplish here. We actually realized that our Reddit community is flourishing, and we get a lot of activity there. So we're gonna push that real hard.
Nice. That's good to hear. So we also want to give a shout out to E as well. She's been always available to help us proofread any of our copy that goes out, and she's always been available to help out with the newsletter. As I'm kind of transitioning off running the newsletter myself, and Kevin's been picking it up, she's been a big help there, making sure that he's got the support that he needs to check his spelling and everything. So thank you for that.
Yeah, she's been doing great with that.
I'm really glad to help. It's I can't program, so I do what I can.
Yeah, you've been a big help as far as editing, copy, and proofreading. I mean, for those of you who are on the Mythic Table Slack, E is there, and whenever you have something that needs to be proofread, you put a message out, you tag her, and she'll get right on it. She's always been fantastic at that. And finally, Kevin, everyone knows him here as Shield on Discord, for completely disregarding his job description. So I threw this in because, I mean, when Kevin joined us, he's been picking up for Sarah as a community manager. But since that, he's been going above and beyond, helping with recruiting, helping with production, helping with the newsletter, helping with everything that just needs it. And I'm really thankful that Kevin has joined us. He's been a huge, huge help.
Well, I appreciate that.
Our pleasure.
We're one sec. We need to. Our slides are not on. We're on the wrong slide.
Are we still on the wrong
We're on
slide?
the header slide.
Excellent.
Oh,
I
okay.
knew that would bug me.
All right. Well, then I'm going to stop that, and I will just share the entire screen then. And
To
see
find ways to make the editor twitch.
Yes.
There we go.
How about this?
Perfect.
Excellent. Perfect.
Okay. So for those of you who missed it, this is what we have: our agenda, announcements, kudos, and now we're going to our updates. So keep in mind, all of this stuff that we do, like these slides are built from the same kind of technology that drives our websites. So all of this is on our Wikipedia, it's on our wiki in Mythic Table, and we can provide a link for that. If you want to ever go back and see what our slides were, they're freely available. Okay, so on with the updates. For our dev updates, it's been pretty quiet, but we did close 3 bugs. This was all part of our onboarding process with Drew, and I'm happy to announce that it was pretty successful. Development continues on the permissions API. So this is something that I've been working on in my spare time, and there hasn't really been a lot of that. So it's been going slow, but I hope to be getting a little bit more time to do that. And I've been finding a little bit of time in the evenings and throughout the week, and that's been pretty helpful. So we have some community updates, and I'd like Kevin to announce these if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so first and foremost, Mythic Table has joined DeviantArt. We decided that there's a crazy booming TTRPG community on an age-old artist haven, and that's DeviantArt. So why not, take our brand there? So we decided to create a group. So you can find us there, www.deviantart.com/mythictable, and then you can, show off your art resources and stuff like that.
Awesome.
I've got a bunch of stuff in there right now.
Yeah, E's been contributing to that, and it's great. And thankfully, E is also allowing individuals to use some of hers for their VTT. So thank you for
Yeah, definitely. Anybody who likes any of the stuff I put up, feel free to use it. Just don't claim it's yours. However, if you want to use it for your games, please do.
Yeah, she just released this great castle. It'll be nice for some good campaigns. All right, we also have 132 patrons this month, and we're making 693 CAD. So that's almost, I believe, still at our goal of being able to fund all of our expenses. Is that correct, Mark?
That is our monthly infrastructure cost, roughly. And this supports our development environment and our first playable environment for both our databases and our cloud solutions. So this is really great to have this.
Yeah, it's exactly. And 925 Discord users. We're really racking up the Discord users. Keep inviting your friends for that. We actually introduced a new vanity URL. It's not our official Discord URL yet, but we have a discord.io/mythic table URL that you can pass around. And for registered users this month, we have 36,000, probably just about, if not exactly on now.
So that is lifetime, not registered this last month, but
yeah, correct. Sorry about that.
Although
that would be very exciting and kind of overwhelming all at once.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned earlier, we just recruited Kevin James, who's actually my business partner, and he's going to be focusing on the Reddit.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you, Kevin. So our plans moving forward, we have the regular development plans moving forward, but a lot of our big plans right now are actually in the community area. So Kevin, if you do have some time, I'd love for you to go over some of your ideas here.
Yeah, that's no problem. We've been working on polishing up the website, sort of getting it into a state where we believe that it's, good to just sit for a moment without too many new updates so that we can, as I mentioned, work on the next iteration. Part of that includes some updates that are in between this and quality of life improvements on the Discord. And what we're doing with that is we're going to improve some of our I'll post a link to it, but we're going to improve our timestamps. We have a new open source tool called Hammer Time that we'll be adding to the Mythic Table framework so that individuals in our Discord will be able to pull that up, and it's really going to help us, set times for events and town halls, things like that, and people will be able to really understand when, where, and how best to find us.
Nice.
As I mentioned, Blaine's been helping me, and together we're going to start discussing future site iterations along with Mark, Sarah, and the rest of the team. We're really hoping that our next site is going to be extremely well branded and very Mythic Table heavy. We find that the current site has a lot of dead space, so we really want to maximize our space use. And on top of that, we are still continuing our recruitment and onboarding improvements. I've been working diligently on that to introduce some really good updates that'll help us build some team resources, and that'll help it'll help people understand how better to contribute in a way that's meaningful to Mythic Table and in a way that's meaningful to what they're going to get out of their experience.
Fantastic. So moving on, in this section, we're going to talk about what you can do to help us. And we covered this quite a bit. Every month we talk about this, and it's extremely important because Mythic Table is nonprofit. We don't really have a lot of money to put towards advertising and generating a little bit of buzz. So we depend on you guys to use your word of mouth and tell your friends about us, tell your coworkers, tell your family, tell the other people you play games with, or just give Mythic Table a shot in your local game or your online game, and just see how it works. And if you have any problems, get on our Discord and talk to us about them. We'll see what we can do about improving them. So you can share our posts. You can find us on Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, DeviantArt now, YouTube, and recently we do this every year. So Mythic Table likes to give back to the community, and we are Canadian, Vancouver-based organization now. Only really Vancouver-based because, that's where we started. But we are really global. But when it comes to supporting charities, I like to take a look at some of the charities that are in my community. And we have Vancouver Covenant House, which provides housing and support for young homeless people in the area. So we do a sleep out once a year where we try to get as many people who's involved in Mythic Table to engage with this. You can join the team and spend the night outside in the cold with me, take some pictures and post it. You can share our link to our sleep out and try to generate a little bit of buzz about this and see if you can get people who are interested in contributing and donating to this cause. Or if you're interested and you have $5 to throw out $5. Every little bit counts. But we're coming up to the end. The sleep out is going to be Thursday night, I believe, and it's going to be a cold one. So we've had a slow start with this particular drive. So any help we can get at all, please give us a hand for this one. It's really important. It makes a big difference. So the next thing is joining the team. And we've expanded this list to tell you what different types of things that we're looking for, especially in the programming department. But we're looking for everything. if you're interested in working on Mythic Table, we can't guarantee you're going to get rich. We can't guarantee that you're going to save a lot of time, but we can guarantee it's going to be interesting and it's going to be fun, and you might learn something in the process. So we're looking for programmers, software engineers, web developers. We're looking for DevOps engineers. We're looking for UI, UX designers. We're looking for quality control people. These are testers. So if you're really interested in this kind of thing and you want to get in and get involved, coming in as a tester is great.
Great
Community.
Floor, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, very ground floor, and we absolutely need it. Absolutely need it. And we have a lot of support for QA. People who want to come on and learn how to QA at Mythic Table. Our development team will stop what we're doing and we'll get you onboarded and we'll get you set up. Yeah, so just shoot us a message if you're interested. Community engagement and support. This is Kevin's field, and it looks like we can use a lot more help there.
Oh yeah, always.
Content creation, audio, video, animation, art, copy, anything like that. So if you have a skill, even if you don't have a skill, but I'm sure you do.
Right.
I can definitely help with the audio video.
Awesome.
And if you want to work alongside E, great editor.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm also happy to teach people about editing and how to look for copy and also what little graphic design I know. I did some work on that last night with the new onboarding document that Kevin was working on. So I'm happy to share that kind of knowledge with people too. I mean, sometimes honestly, experience and knowledge is worth a great deal more than people put weight on it. So having the opportunity to learn things and try new stuff can be really valuable, and you can get a lot of that on this team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're on LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn if you're searching for jobs and you want something on your resume. Mythic Table is an easy way to do that. Our interview process is pretty bare bones. But yeah, just shoot us a message if you're interested in joining. We'd love to hear from you. So what can we do to help you? So in this area, we open the floor for questions, comments, suggestions. Previously, we used to run this on Zoom, share a Zoom link, and we would get a lot of developers who were interested in jumping on to participate, but we wouldn't get a lot of community people. But now that we're on Discord, it's really easy for the community to jump on and ask their questions. But we still gather questions and comments and concerns from you during the month, and we talk about them in this format. So I guess I will open it up. If anybody has anything, feel free to shout out.
I will unmute everyone 1 sec here.
And keep in mind, this isn't just for community members. Developers who have questions as well can absolutely ask those questions.
Is there a way we can make... I'm sorry, go ahead. All right, is there a way we can make it more easy to submit deviations to the Mythic Table group? I'm not an expert on DeviantArt, and I'm not sure how to share things directly with the group.
That's a really good question. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's definitely something we can work on. We can provide a guide for that. That's something we can definitely get going.
That would be excellent. So that way I can start sharing more of the maps that I make with the community so that more folks can use them for their tabletop experiences.
That's exciting, thanks.
Yeah, well, I'm obsessed with making maps. I might as well make it so somebody can use them.
So I did want to ask because you mentioned making the onboarding document. Where is that?
Kevin, do you want to take this, or you want me to?
You can take it if you want.
Sure. So we're in the process of putting this together. Now, if I believe correctly, we have some channels right now in Discord that introduce this, but they're not complete as far as I know. But if you go down to the channel list on Discord and you scroll down a little bit, you should see a section called onboarding. And we wanted to kind of make this real easy. I think this is the impetus behind this, is to make it really easy and accessible, and allow Discord to kind of help people understand where to get this information. Because most people do actually come in through Discord. So you could probably go through your onboarding and learn a little bit about Mythic Table, and start that process even before you get into our Slack channel, which is what we use for the team communication.
I'm looking at it now. I do not see a section called onboarding.
I may be wrong about that. It may be that only I can see that because it may be in the process.
We've not rolled that channel out yet. I should have that out today, though, I'm thinking.
You see that? You come to the town hall, you get a sneak peek of what's coming up. So sorry about the confusion, but we are currently working on this, and it's going to be one of those things that it just takes time. And this is something that we've struggled with for a long time, so you have to bear with us. We've had some people that have been able to onboard easily, and honestly, we didn't really put a lot of effort into onboarding up until this point because we knew it was possible to onboard, and we just felt like we could put our effort into other areas. But now, as some people are leaving the team, and we want to bring other people onto the team, we want to actually make this process easy and take a little bit of time away from the main developers. So it's a work in process. We don't know how it's going to work, so we're really hoping to get a lot of feedback from it, and we're hoping to get to iterate on it with your patience and understanding, so that we can get it right.
Part of it is also going to be finding ways to explain GitHub to people who are not native to GitHub, because for me it's a labyrinthine disaster of, oh god, no, please don't make me.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
So it's a challenging platform.
Yeah, brain programmers.
I do every day.
And we're the modern wizards. GitHub is a first level spell, and it's okay if you don't know how to cast it coming out of.
Look, I'm a barbarian over here, all right? I don't do the fancy schmancy spell casting. I just hit things with a stick and sing at them until they stop moving.
Well, we'll get you we'll get you a wand. How's that?
Sounds good.
Okay. It'll be in the shape of a sword.
Perfection.
Cool. But that's a great question. Thank you for bringing it up.
Any other questions? Oh, it's Ravenous has one here. Okay, he asks, is there any easy way to see what the remaining work is? Example, an issue label, or should we be looking at one of the boards? The most likely board seems to be current milestone and rewards.
Mm-hmm. So that's an amazing question, and communication around our work is a big problem that we're trying to solve. That's one of the reasons why we asked Sarah to move from community into production, so she can focus on that and fix it. The answer to your question, so there's two problems here. One, you don't know the answer to your question, and two, we need to answer it. So the answer to your question, the easy one, is that there is a Mythic Table epic for the Kickstarter rewards, or Kickstarter goals. And a lot of people don't know this, but Mythic Table right now is driven to complete the Kickstarter goals before we do anything else. So even before we do any feature work around these requests that are coming in, these nice to have features, usability things, we want to get the Kickstarter goals out. This is really important to us because this is a commitment that we communicated. And we've gotten a large chunk of that done thanks to Logan, who was able to contract us over the summer with some of the earnings that we made from the Kickstarter. That was fantastic. It was really great to be able to give Logan that opportunity, and that took him right into a full-time job, which was fantastic. As Logan started here, he was just coming out of a boot camp for programming, and he didn't have any experience. So he joined us. We got him up and going. We mentored him a little bit, and then when we had the opportunity with the Kickstarter, we hired him. But we could only take him as a contractor for 15 weeks. So we gave him the goals and said, "All right, go as far as you can with this." And he got really far. We got about halfway through the goals, but we still have the other half of the goals to do. Now that the Mythic Table epics are on GitLab, and I will put a link into that with the YouTube release and on Discord so everybody can see that. But the big problem here is not that you don't know what our goals are, where we're going. The big problem is you don't know how to find that. So we need to make that clearer. It's great that you found the current milestone, but we need to make it easier for you to know what epics we're working on. What are we trying to burn down there? What are our goals and how much work is left there? So this is an area that we can use improvement on as well. So thank you for bringing this up and giving us an opportunity to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. He was also wondering if it was actually helpful for someone like him to contribute to the remaining Kickstarter goals, and who are the point people to speak to. I think that's you, Mark.
Yeah. I am absolutely the point person to speak to. Ideally, when it comes to things like this, we want to get you on the team, get you into Slack, get you into the discussions. If you're on Slack as a team member and you're in the dev channel, you see all of our activity. When I come online to work, I'll post a message. We ask questions there about, what's the next thing to do, what we're currently working on, how do I do this? And it's the best place to get help. There is more than just me that's able to answer those questions, which is why it's great to get involved in that Slack channel. You get access to Logan, you get access to Keith, John, Lucas, everybody who's been involved in the development of the first playable. Does that answer your question?
He says thanks for answering, so I guess that answers that. Any other questions?
I don't have a question, but I do have a statement. There are a couple people here who expressed interest in editing. That will be a huge help for me for next month and possibly the month after because of my shoulder surgery, because I'm probably not going to be doing much computer work for the next couple of months through March and April. So anybody who's interested in editing and working on the newsletter, please talk to me, and I will connect you with the folks who will be able to get you the things you need. And I really appreciate you guys volunteering. It's fantastic.
No problem.
Yeah, great timing.
Okay, well, this is bringing up to about a half hour. So it's going to make for a long YouTube video. So I'll cut this off. But if there are any questions, post them on Discord. We'll see your questions. We'll answer them as best we can. And Kevin, why don't you and I take a moment to gather all the links for that we brought up here. Make sure that they're available on Discord and in the YouTube description as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think they all should be available in our socials channel on Discord. So that's a place you can find them.
Okay, awesome.
We'll make sure we have them all there.
Cool. And just out of curiosity, Kevin, do you know where to find the Mythic Table Epic?
On GitLab.
Okay, on GitLab. Yep. Okay, good.
Do we want more specific than that? We can add that
Okay.
there too.
Well, we'll go through that. I want you to be able to find it as well.
Okay, sounds good.
And this is a problem that's not just felt on the community. So developers sometimes have this problem too.
Oh
Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Much
Thanks for coming,
appreciated.
everybody.
All right.
Thanks for having
Bye. All right. I assume you stopped recording.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we can. We'll throw in